Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Layton. If you guys are new or returning, every year I do a year-end recap. This year brought a lot of change, a lot of growth, a lot of art, and a lot of learning lessons. In the past, I usually highlight the good and the bads of the year, but this year I'm only going to be focusing on the good. So, grab some champagne, maybe some popcorn, and let's recap my 2024.
So let's pick up from my last video. January 2024, I started the year at McDitton's in Soho. I ate grapes underneath the table. That did not help my luck for the year. I went out with my friends. That's Christina and Yarina. And then I also worked a whole bunch. That's me recording some videos for work. I worked a lot throughout January just because school hadn't started yet. This was me dog sitting Theo. He's my friend's dog down here in Florida. And then school started. My senior year finally started in January 2024. This was me on Gasparilla. I went out with Christina and her boyfriend. And then I met up with Kaya and my friend Jack. This was my first year doing the parade. So I actually got to go to the parade, catch some beads. And all in all, January was great. Next up is February. I started off the month celebrating my aunt's birthday. She came into town, and it was so great seeing her and her kids, my cousins. I went out for Jack and Jamie's birthday. Then it was Valentine's Day, and I made this really awesome poster, and I got some flowers. And then I just went out a lot with Josh and Austin and Kaya and Christina and Dakota and Cassandra. Oh my god, I got this horrible splinter, you guys. Oh my god, I almost passed out. It was so bad. I hung out at the pool quite a bit downtown. Work was so much fun. This was one of the days at work, me, Danielle, and my boss's dog just hanging out in a hammock. And my first project for Graphic Design 3 was finally finished. It is a card game based around relationships, and I brought it into work and took some nice photos of it. And by the end of this project, I was hashtag over it. Then it was March, and in March, I went out a lot with my friends Austin, Adri, and Cam. And we had a bunch of fun nights out at Austin's club, Ivy, that he used to work at. I celebrated spring break alone, but it was fine. I made some really awesome art throughout the month of March. And then I celebrated St. Patrick's Day with Christina. And then the following day, I went to Anna Maria Island for the very first time with Christina, and we had the best time. I mean, look at this water. Have you ever seen water this blue? As the controversial Cody Ko would say, that's some blue ass water. Then my mom came to visit me in Tampa for Easter, which was so great. I love seeing her. Then I posted my very first TikTok to YouTube Shorts, which you guys know I love posting on YouTube Shorts. I closed out March by making a threefold on Instagram, but it was all about February. Whoops, sorry, my timing's off. April brought a lot of great memories. First off, Kaya asked me as her date to her formal. Then I went out to Hat Tricks a few times throughout the month. My coworkers and I shot a very fun video all centered around playing pickleball. My team won, Team Kick-Ass. Here are some fit checks of April. Oh my god, and then I pinched my finger in the Fab Lab so damn bad I drew blood. Here is a fit check from me and Christina for the Hugh Hefner night at McDitton's. And on the left here is my second project for Graphic Design 3. We were tasked to redesign a board game. I chose Candyland, and the theme of it was Miley Cyrus because I love Miley Cyrus. You get to play throughout all of her albums and eras. And then on the right side is a video of me spray painting tombstones that I 3D printed for my fabrication class. These tombstones are for all the people who are dead to me. Since April was also the last month of the school semester, I made a TikTok of all the outfits I wore during the last week of school. And on top of it, I vlogged the last week of school. Link down below. Go watch the video after this. And the last thing I did was I went to an art show that featured mine and my friends' artwork from the semester. May is my favorite month, so let's dive right in. I had a lot of fun with my girlfriends at the beginning of the month, just hanging out, going out, eating good food. I also got to feature some of my art in an art show, which was really awesome, another art show. And then my company let me take over this bar and shoot a really awesome video. It featured Austin and Adri, two of my friends. I also posted a vlog on my channel, which you guys can click the link down below. And then it was time for me to move out of my apartment, which I had lived in for the past 2 years in downtown Tampa. I had a lot of great memories in this room, in this apartment with a bunch of friends and family, but it was time to close that door, close that chapter, and move out. and I vlogged the entire move out process. So make sure to also click the link down below to watch that video. It's very long and very chaotic. And while I waited to move into my new apartment, I moved home for the summer. I got to celebrate with Jilly because she passed the bar, which was really awesome. And then I got tickets to go see Luke Hemmings from Jilly as my birthday present. It was such a fun night. Oh my god. Another notable highlight of May was getting to see the Blue Angels. I haven't seen them for the past 2 years, and it's a big deal here at home in Annapolis. And then I just spent a lot of the times just working remotely, hanging out with my dog, hanging out with Jilly, hanging out with Lucy and Liam, hanging out with my parents. We barbecued from Memorial Day. It was all such a great month. June is my birthday month, so let's dive right in. The first few days of June, I celebrated my cousins and I's joint birthday, and then I celebrated my 23rd birthday. I am so happy to be 23. I love it so far. I went up to New Jersey to hang out with Jilly, and it was so much fun. I've never been to New Jersey, let alone Cape May, so that was a lot of fun exploring her area. And then I just spent a lot of June outside, whether I was working or reading or hanging out with my dog and Luce. It was just a lot of fun. Oh, and I played a lot of Sims. It was just nice being home and being able to reset back at my roots. I spent a lot of the time, like I said, with my sister and with my dog and just being outside. And yeah, I got to hang out with Lucy's boyfriend Liam quite a bit also, and we celebrated his graduation from high school. And then I worked still remotely. I shot some videos at home for my job. I also vlogged and released a YouTube video. And then I ended up closing out the month of June by giving myself a concussion by diving in the water. I gave myself a mini concussion. It was not great. We're halfway through 2024, so let's keep going. 4th of July, I spent with Lucy, Liam, and Jilly downtown. Jilly and I went to Pusser's right before they closed, and Lucy and Liam went on a sweet date, and then we met up for some drinks with them. Of course, Lucy and Liam cannot and did not drink. Then I cut my hair. I cut it a little bit too short, but that's okay. Of course, I hung out with my dog quite a bit, and then I also started saying my goodbyes. I got to meet up with one of my girlfriends, Jillian, who I haven't seen in so long. And then Lucy, Liam, and I took a day trip to Rehoboth Beach, which is where Lucy and I used to beach when we were younger. I chose to soak up the last of my Maryland summer at home, of course, just being on the farm and outside. I got to see Twisters with Lucy and Jilly in theaters, and then Jilly and I went on a Barnes & Noble date to go pick up a book by our favorite author. And then I hung out with Lucy quite a bit. We played Switch, and then Lucy and I made a YouTube video together. I made her into me, and then I moved back to Tampa into my new place, and of course I had to see Danielle, my bestie girl. August slipped away like it always does. Since I was back in Tampa, I saw a bunch of rainbows, and of course I had to take pictures of those, plus the awesome sunsets. I spent a lot of my time outside reading, painting, soaking up the sun as much as I could. I took quite a few day trips to Anna Maria Island and even got to explore more of the island that I haven't in the past, and I finally found my very first sand dollar. I also went back to work, obviously, now that I was back in Florida, and I shot and filmed a lot of fun videos with my coworkers. Here's Corey, Jake, and Ryan. They are my coworkers, and they're so awesome. I also got to shoot a video with Chef Adrian, who is one of the hosts on our channel. And then Tropical Storm Debbie hit, and of course my parents were worried. They just dropped me off. I was home alone without my roommates, but I was doing just fine dancing outside to the Twisters soundtrack. I mean, like, seriously, guys, look how happy I am. Plus, you'll see later in this video that there were definitely worse storms that hit in 2024. I got to visit my friend Kaya, who works at a bar very close to my house. I haven't seen her all summer, and in the corner there's her cute little dog Theo. Basically, I was in and out of Tampa for the entire month of August because I flew home for the last couple of days of August to celebrate my sister's 18th birthday before I had to fly back to Tampa to start my senior year part 2 semester. I spent the beginning of September making these really awesome posters. Then I went out with Bella, Jordan, Elaine, and their friends for a very fun night out in Soho. I don't do this very often anymore, but it was very nice to be included, and I had the best time out with the girls. I also had a very fun girls' day with Danielle. We got our nails done. We got sushi with Josh. It was so much fun. I also started losing a lot of weight, so I had to thrift some clothes and buy some more clothes. So here are some fit checks. I look cute and whatever. Then I threw a housewarming party for myself for my new apartment, and it was so much fun. We ended up bar hopping down to Kaya's bar. The girlies and I ran up the pool table and the karaoke machine, and I cannot put in the song that we were singing for copyright reasons, but we were singing Take a Hint from the Victorious cast. I also continued making a lot of awesome art, especially for my capstone, which my friends were so awesome and supportive. However, it wouldn't be Florida if we didn't have a few storms throughout September. I also continued to work and it was really fun because we had this really awesome work event at a bar in Ybor called Coyote Ugly. And one of the days that my coworker and I went there to get some social media reels, we ended up going there on a day that they were teaching their bartenders a new line dance, which Austin and I, of course, had to learn. Hurricane Helene hit, and of course, I was in the state of Florida. I did not leave. I just stayed inside and painted and made a vlog about it. Then my dad had the honor of going to my cousin's wedding out in LA, and he is best friends with the one and only Frankie Grande. Do you guys realize that that is Ariana Grande's brother? I fucking love Ariana. If you're a true fan of me, you know that. Anywho, I spent the rest of September just doing work and schoolwork. October was a very busy month. I started off the month by doing this fit check on my way to do my mail-in ballot. That's right, hot girls vote, and I hope you all voted too. I continued making some cool ass art. So here's a clip of me grinding up some goldfish for a makeup palette that I was going to use and eat. This was also my second year attending the South Tampa Business Expo with my company. I was there to represent them. And then I also hung out with Kaya a whole bunch before I flew home because of Hurricane Milton. The entire time that I was home, I was also moving out of my childhood home into my new house. It was very bittersweet. While I was home, I was lucky enough to catch one of Lucy's volleyball games, and I also got to hang out with Jilly and Liam. I also dyed my hair back to brunette, and when I got back to Tampa, I did my nails with this cool magnetic chrome. It's very Wicked inspired. At work, we had a pumpkin carving contest, and I lost, so here's me smashing my pumpkin. And then it was time to celebrate Halloween. I was a Girl Scout the first night. That is my real life brownies vest with my real life badges I won. Then I was Selena Gomez in the Hands to Myself music video, and for my final look, I was the Big Bad Wolf and Kaya was Little Red, and we went out with our friends for a very fun night out. November is when I get really busy. I started off the month in Longboat Key visiting my family. Then I had 2 back-to-back work events. One was at a golf course and one was in Sarasota. I continued working on my art projects. I was in 2 other classes along with Capstone, but Capstone was taking up most of my time. I am super proud of all the art that I made in Type 2 and experimental sculpture, but the most proud that I've ever been was my Capstone class. I am very lucky that my job let me work remote leading up to Thanksgiving so that I could spend all my days on campus working on my projects. But of course, I still made time for my girlfriends. I hung out with them because they helped me get through this entire semester. And I even got to go see sunset on Davis Island with Bella and Anne. This is my experimental sculpture class because I haven't got to talk about it very much, but I loved the class. This was our project. We had to make an inflatable structure that could hold my entire team plus my professor. We used plastic tarp and then we ironed them together. This was our cube that we made. Right before I came home for Thanksgiving break, I got to go to the art museum with Bella and Ashley Annie and some of the other people from my class. This exhibit was really cool. It featured a lot of local artists in the Tampa and St. Pete area. And the day before I flew home for Thanksgiving break, I basically pulled a 14-hour workday in studio. This was me losing my mind and doing the splits. And then I flew home. I celebrated my dad's birthday a few days late, and my Aunt Mary and her 2 dogs, Parker and Shay Shay, came and stayed with us. I also partook in Thanksgiving Eve this year because it was my one and only 5th year high school reunion. I got to meet up with a bunch of my old classmates, and it honestly was a really great night. Thanksgiving was so much fun in the new house. We ended up going to Ruth Chris's, and I ended Thanksgiving break by seeing Wicked in theaters with my sister, my dad, and my Aunt Mary. I posted a vlog, and then I came back, and then I basically only had 2 weeks until I graduated. Lastly, December, Spotify Rap came out, and my number 1 artist was Ariana Grande, along with my top song of the year, so all is restored. Let's not talk about last year's. We entered into finals week, and I was starting to crash out because I was literally pulling all-nighters, but do not worry, I still slayed. I still looked hot. Finals week was really awesome. My friends and I made amazing art throughout the semester, and I am so proud of them. Then I finally got to set up my capstone exhibit. I am so happy with the way it turned out, and my friend Hannah was an amazing help. I made a YouTube video. Please go check it out. It is linked down below. I am so proud of it. And just the work that I was able to make and accomplish this past semester. One of my best friends from college, Liv, came into town, and it was so great for her to finally meet all of my friends here in Tampa. We had a lot of fun going out and just being together. She came into town, though, to take my graduation photos, and it was so amazing. She got all the right angles, and come on, guys, I mean, do I look slay? Yes or yes? And then my parents came into town. Lucy, Dad, my mom, and my grandma came into town. They were in town to not only see my art show, which a bunch of my friends also showed up for, but they were also in town for my graduation. I graduated with a 3.8 GPA. I graduated cum laude, and I now officially have my Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Graphic Design. I had a bunch of friends come out and join me for lunch at Four Beaches in Hyde Park, and then it was back to reality. I went back to work full-time for a full week before I came home for the holiday. I got to see my family, which was very nice. And of course, I've spent a lot of time with my dog. I love my dog Rosie. I painted, I read, I hung out with Lucy. One of our cars died on New Year's Eve, which was very sad. And I spent New Year's Eve with Jilly out in downtown Annapolis. But do not fret, do not worry. I was home before midnight so that I could watch the ball drop. What's better than that?
And that was my 2024. I love making these year-end recaps. It's always fun just to look back at the year, see how much I've changed, see how much I've grown. I'm so excited to see what 2025 has in store. I will keep this outro short and sweet, but I hope you guys all had an amazing year, and I will see you guys all in the new year. Bye, guys.